Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 0. What a great win. Manchester United played really well today. Whenever the team sheet was announced, there was a lot of eyebrows raised. There was a lot of people thinking, what is Ten Hag doing? This is strange. There was a lot of people giving off that Amrabat was on, not only was Amrabat not playing in midfield, but he was playing in defence as a left back. And there was a lot of eyebrows raised that Højlund wasn't starting, that Bruno was on the bench, that Marcus Rashford wasn't on the bench, but everyone, I think, that soon settled in. Remember, this is a League Cup game. We want to see what happens tonight, and I'm so glad we got to see what happened. The main highlights for me were that, or first of all, whenever earlier on Twitter I put out, so if you want to follow me, you can follow me at the show on Twitter, but I put out my predicted lineup, or not my predicted lineup, but the lineup that I would play if I was Erik Ten Hag tonight. And it was obviously very different to what Erik Ten Hag put out. And as I said, whenever the lineup was announced, there was a lot of eyebrows raised. People weren't really sure what Ten Hag was doing. Amrabat was starting, which a lot of people were excited about, but he was starting it. We weren't really sure. We knew he was going to be a fullback. He started sort of at left back. Also with Mount was able to start, but Rashford was dropped, and Bruno was on the bench, and it was an interesting lineup. But the main things from me looking at it was, it looks really fresh, and boy did we play fresh. We played really attacking football, really fast football, and just to highlight some of the key players, I think let's talk about the first half. You have to say Mason Mount was there. Mason Mount first came back from injury, and he's sort of playing the Bruno Fernandes role, or he's playing the number 10 position, and he's dictating the ball. He's doing a lot of wee flicks here and there. He's passing the ball all around the field, and he's brilliant to watch. Casemiro again was outstanding the full game, but in the first half he was doing his job really well. And Hannibal Mejbri was also playing. He did his job really well. He's really fast. The key things that we were excited about, I think, as fans, was what we got to see an attacking force of Martial up front, and two left and right forwards of Garnacho and young Pellistri. So for two young attacking midfielders starting, and they were brilliant. Pellistri in particular, I think, he has been playing more and more for us, and he is what a few people have been calling more of a classic winger, and he's a right-footed winger, which is great to see, and he can hit it with his left if he wants, but he's getting stronger and stronger, and his games keep picking up, and it was amazing to see him play. I think he played the full 90 minutes. But the first half, we go 2-0 up. We score a first goal and we score a second goal, and it's 2-0 at half time, and it's game over pretty much for United. The Crystal Palace team, I'm not a huge Crystal Palace fanatic, so I don't know what the team was like that they put out, but I know it wasn't really their best team they put out for the League Cup, but there's still some key good players there. But overall, I'm going to keep this video a bit shorter than usual, because it was a game where I don't know if I have a lot to talk about. You could dive into the individual performances of each of them. As I said, the main thing that I was excited about was seeing Pellistri and Garnacho starting, and they did a really good job. Mount in the first half was really good. And then looking at the second half, the main highlights for me were that Donny van de Beek came on, and he played really well. In my lineup that I had put out on Twitter, I actually thought that Donny van de Beek, there was a chance that he would start, but at the same time I didn't really think that he would get a start. So I think the fact that he got some minutes was really good, and he played really well. The only thing that was worth mentioning is it's exciting to see how fresh we played, and how attacking and how pressing and how brilliant we played without Bruno and Rashford on the pitch. So I think what our team needs to do is really look at how can we get Bruno and Rashford playing in this team. Amrabat, was just all over the show. So the first half he started left back, but he pushed forward, and what I've noticed Ten Hag seems to do is the left back pushes forward, or one of the wing backs pushes forward, and then the two centre backs on whatever full back that doesn't push forward seems to slot back into a 3. and that was happening a lot, and Amrabat was running all over the show. And then whenever the second half started, Amrabat moved into midfield, and Lindelof came on for Mount. And that, you know, it didn't really change much of the game. It was still the same sort of speed. It started to slow down a bit, I guess, but you know, we ended up bringing on Donny van de Beek. We ended up bringing on Rasmus Højlund, and I thought it was really exciting to see that front three of Garnacho, Højlund, and Pellistri, with Donny van de Beek behind them, and even the likes of Casemiro just whipping balls over the top looking for Donny van de Beek. Delo was getting shots in there. Johnny Evans nearly scored another header when he came on. You know, the team was looking super exciting, and yes, it's just the League Cup. Yes, it's just Crystal Palace, but I think it's a really good vibe, and it was good to get those players with legs in them, and I'm looking forward to the next round of games. I think, you know, to touch wood, we have a really nice run of games. I was looking at some of the fixtures, and I think our next run of games, there is City in there after a few games, but in the run into Christmas and winter, you know, I think our games are looking a lot favourable, and maybe you know, having to play Brighton, having to play Spurs, having to play Arsenal in the first couple of games of the season, you know, it didn't do as well for morale. They were tough, hard games, and I think, you know, hopefully the likes of, like, if you look at Chelsea's run of games, like Chelsea are like really low in the table, and they've got a tough run of games coming up, and you know, it'll be interesting to watch how Chelsea go over the next few games. But this isn't a channel about Chelsea, this is a channel about Manchester United, so I'm going to leave it there and cut it short. Maybe this video was a bit shorter than usual, but it was a League Cup game. Really excited to watch the lads play, and if you're listening to this, thanks so much. I would love to hear your thoughts on the game, and honestly, if you're watching any of these videos, please do subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks so much for listening. See ya. Bye.